Hey guys, I just wanted to come here and vent a little bit. I'm just so frustrated. If you know me, you know I'm not just type of person who comes and tries to be annoyed, or I'm not a fighter, and I never will be. But I do not stand for people that are bullies. That's, if you know me, you know I cannot stand bullies and fake people that try to put people down. And I'm sorry, my phone's low battery. And people that are just stuck up. And I don't mean stuck up in a way, because people always, when they meet me, they already assume that I'm stuck up just because I love wearing makeup. But I'm nowhere near being a stuck up person, because a stuck up person is someone who thinks they're better than everybody else. They bring people down just to make themselves feel better in a way, which is a sick way to think of. But anyways, I'm just like, I'm tired of people that claim to be your friends or your family that care for you, and then they're they're just envidiosas, they're just people that are just jealous for no reason for you. And yesterday I went through so much, and I was not going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about this incident because something else happened today that triggered me, that had nothing to do with me, but it had to do with my little sister. And my little sister, she's like my daughter. I basically raised her when she was little, and now she's a teenager, so we don't see each other as much, but she's still my little sister. I still love her. We still have a relationship. And then for someone else to, I don't know, to say something so mean, like, it just triggered me. So I have this cousin, which I don't even consider cousin, because I never got along with her. She lives in a different state, but and I'm older than her, but even then I knew how stuck up she was. Like, her whole family, like her mom and dad, which and family, I'm not gonna mention a lot about them, but they all have been very stuck up people. They think they're better than everybody else, because when I was little, yes, I lived in kind of in the ghetto. I lived in some apartments, and they were not the best apartments, but they always had a house, and they had all this money. And she was always, thinking that she was better than everybody else. And I remember she said a comment to me just because I'm short. Like, she tried to, like, almost like bring me down for being short and for being like a brown skin girl. And I mean, she swears she's like this light skinned girl when she's not even light skinned, how she makes herself look like. And at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. No matter what skin tone you are, that doesn't define who you are. But what does define who you are is the way you treat people, the way you just are nasty. And so anyways, I have this cousin that and I don't have Facebook, but one of my sisters sent me screenshots of everything. So I guess her mom, which is my aunt, which I don't really get along with her. I feel like that family is just so stuck up and so fake that I cannot be around people like that. So I'm choosing not to see her, because she came down from the state that she's from, because she did some kind of surgery and my mom's taking care of her, but blah blah blah. That doesn't matter. The thing is that my aunt, and she posted a video or a picture of her and my little sister when my little sister was a baby. Well, she was like maybe 6 months old, 8 months old. And I guess she posted the picture of her holding her, and I don't know how she thought that was her daughter, my cousin. And I guess my cousin said a comment like, I know that that's not me, right? Like, that's not me, because that's an ugly baby or an ugly girl, saying that about my sister. And how dare you call a baby ugly? And I know it's a picture, and I know my sister's now a teenager, but the fact that you say that. And so my sister saw the comment, and my sister's like, oh yeah, she's ugly, huh? Like, being sarcastic because it's about her. And then one of my brothers commented like, oh, it must, yeah, it must, yeah, that's my little sister, and she's so beautiful, and it must be sad that your own mom confused you with her. And then my other sister says, wow, coming from a nurse, talking like that about a baby, which is true. She's a nurse, and look how she is. So imagine that her job, well, now she doesn't work at a hospital. She works like for a cosmetologist, or like doing fillers, I guess, but before she was in the hospital. So imagine all the times that she made fun of babies because they're not cute or they're ugly according to her, you know. And I'm a person that I keep the peace, but when it comes to bullies, I just cannot stay quiet, you know. And she lives in a different state, and she thinks she can say all these things, you know. And I can't stand for people like that. And I am so so sad for people like that, you know. Like, how can someone feel threatened by a baby? You know, like, there's something deeper within you that you need to be rude, you need to bring people down and always think you're better than everybody else for some reason. Like, you cannot be a happy person in doing that to people, you know. And I don't know, and I feel like there's more people that I have pushed myself away from because I feel like, and I'm not saying that, oh, I'm this person, because I'm not, and there's nothing to be jealous about me at all, but I feel like people hate on me, or I'm starting to realize that people can't stand me because I post pictures of me with makeup on. Like, it's easy to people it's easy for people to think that you're stuck up or conceited when in reality you're none of those things. I'm the most insecure person alive. And the only reason I do my makeup because it makes me feel happy. The reason I make these videos is because it makes me happy. The reason, you know, I have Instagram and Snapchat. I mean, not Snapchat. Well, I have Snapchat, but I don't really go on it. TikTok is because it makes me happy. I do things that make me happy. And how is that bringing people down? Or how is that offending you? Or how is that making you jealous? Like, I don't understand. And yeah, right now I'm blessed to be able to stay at home. And maybe that's what it is. People are jealous that I'm able to stay home for a little bit and they have to go to work. But there's nothing to be jealous about. Like, I'm happy for people for their success, and I just don't understand what people son envidiosas, you know, and people that you would consider family or our family, and they're acting like this, you know. And I'm not those people that like to put drama out there, but I was just like, I had enough because of the other situation that I'm gonna talk about, that I did not want to bring up, about what happened yesterday. And I take blame for that because there's some stuff that I shouldn't have done what I did, which I'm gonna talk about. But at the same time, it's not okay for people to use people, you know. So but anyways, on Instagram, I just posted, you know, how I felt. Usually I'm not that type of person that tells how they feel. I always keep everything inside. I never speak up on anything unless it's something about bullying, because it's a trigger, you know. I just can't stand bullies. I was not bullied growing up, but I was in a way bullied by my parents, you know, in different ways. And I don't know, I just, even if I was never bullied in any way, bullies are not, bullying people is not okay, you know. It's common sense. Like, you treat people the way you want to be treated. And I'm tired of like always letting people step all over me, because I was never that type of person to speak up. I would always let people walk all over me, use me, and treat me however they wanted to treat me, and I just dealt with it, you know. And enough is enough, you know. And so I just vented on Instagram with, like, because that's like more like my family. I don't really have a lot of people there. I only have like 19 people that follow me, and most of them are my family. But like I said, I feel like some of them might just not be who they say they are, or who say they care about me when they don't. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna put it up out in the open, and if they feel triggered, then that's a sign that they need to unsubscribe to me, or they need to unfollow me, because I don't need people like that anymore, you know. I'm tired of all these fake people that just pretend that they care about you when they don't, you know. But okay, with that being said, now I'm going to talk about what happened yesterday. So like I told a lot of you guys, you know, I was watching this baby for a few weeks, and it was only going to be a 3-week thing. And the mom, you know, she's a single mom, and I had only met her before that like maybe twice. And I even went to her baby shower. I even bought the baby a present without even knowing her, because that's the type of person that I am. And I met her before that. I met her at this, it was like a Bible study, but she only went one day, and that was pretty much it. But the reason I was the one watching her baby is because this other lady that we both know, asked me if I can watch the baby because she wanted to do the training that was 2 hours away. And she's a single mom, but I don't want to get into that because it's none of my business, but it's for you to understand, you know? Um, so her training was a 2 hour drive, you know? So I would have to watch her baby super early. I would watch the baby from 5:30, 5:45 in the morning to like 6 p.m. or a little over if there was traffic coming back, you know? And in the morning, like a few hours, I would watch him at my house, and then the rest of the time I would watch him at her house. So she would get, she gave me a key to be able to walk into her house and watch the baby there, and she was not paying me because she was trying to do this training to get this job so she can work from home. So this other lady who doesn't know, well, I mean, I've talked to her before, but I'm not like super close to this lady, but she decided to pay me. And yeah, she didn't pay me all the hours that I watched the baby, because I would watch him almost 13 hours, and I think I was only getting paid like $9. No, not, was it $9? I forgot how many, but it was like not enough for those hours. But I didn't mind because this lady didn't even have to pay me because she's not the mom of the baby, or she doesn't even know the mom that. It just came from her heart, and that's what mattered to me, because it blessed my family and it blessed me. And so that's why I did it. And because I love babies, and if I worked at a daycare before, and I worked with babies, so that's like, I felt like that was my calling at the time, at the moment, because now I feel like now I'm questioning everything again. Like, maybe I'm not supposed to work with babies, because every time I work with babies, there's always something. There's always drama in some kind of way, and I just can't deal with it because I have my own kids that I need to worry about. I have my husband, my family that I need to worry about. I don't have time to be worried about someone else that doesn't concern me. Like, I do care for them, but they're not my responsibility. Okay, so what happened was that I don't know how I got brought up, and maybe like, because I was talking about the future. Like, if I had a house with a backyard, a house with a lot of room, I would love to have a childcare at my home. But that's like, it was like a dream. Like, it was not gonna happen anytime soon, because we own a place, but it's not a house. We own a condo that is so small. It's basically like an apartment, because like my neighbors are super close, our walls are super thin, and yes, we have two bathrooms, two rooms, and like a little room in the living room. But that's where my kids' toys are. We call it the toy room, and my dog sleeps there. So I don't have enough room to make another room for childcare. So this girl had said, that maybe, like, if I got licensed to have a childcare or daycare here at my house or my home, that I only needed to watch her son and have a crib and have, all the chemicals locked in the cabinets, and like, basically have room in the playroom to have a room for me to be able to watch a baby, and that the state would pay me. And then later she said that maybe she said that if you're not licensed, then you will barely get paid anything. But then she said that we can split the money, and she would watch her baby for the 80% of the time, and then I would watch the rest of the time, or whenever I was able to. But then I was like, no, like, I don't want to license my home. Like, that's a big commitment, and that's not what I want to do, because my home is so small, and I don't feel confident enough to have this home as a childcare. So then she said that that's not what she meant. It was just to try to help me out. But it's like she already had these conversations with me. So she switched everything around. So I told her, no, like, I'm sorry, but I just don't want to do the childcare thing. And then and then before that, she had planned to come over so she can pick up her key and her sweater that I had that I forgot to give to her. And so she said, oh, me and the baby will come over when it cools down. And then after we discussed the childcare thing, and then she said, oh, can you please drop off my key? And it's a key, like, I'm not trying to keep her key, obviously, but it's like she didn't really need that extra key at that moment, but it was like a kind of like a, give me my stuff now so I don't have to deal with you kind of thing. So then I had my husband just drop it off to her, and then a few days later, because I forgot I had her sweater, and not to be mean, but it's like an old sweater, like super old. But and she's like, oh, I forgot to ask you for my sweater. So I was like, okay. And it's stuff like I'm saying, like she does not need him like right away, you know. So it's like a sign where, you know. So then I told my husband, can you just drop it off to her? Because I didn't want to deal with it, because that's when I started realizing like she was mad. She was mad because I did not want to do my home as a childcare to help her out. But she's not my responsibility. I already watched her baby for free that she didn't pay me. And I think she has resentment towards me because there was a day, well, a day she called out, and then the next time is because I had left the key, or my keys, because her key was in there too, at her place the whole weekend. And the whole weekend she didn't notice that it was right there. And I didn't obviously realize that I had left it there. So the day when it came to me going to her house to take the baby over there, I didn't have the key. So then I realized that I left it there the whole weekend. And so she decided to drive all the way back from her training and pick up the baby, and she just didn't go back to that place because they were going to add another week, which she had already told me that it was going to be more than 3 weeks. So she was already planning on leaving this place. She was like just not feeling like she was going to go through with it. So I feel like now she's trying to use that as an excuse, I think, to be mad, or that I owe her for missing that day because I left the keys at her house when she had the whole weekend to look at them, you know. So yeah, so I don't know. And I feel like that kind of triggered her. And I feel like because of that, she felt like I needed to do the childcare thing and help her out by giving her half of the money. But then it's like, it doesn't make sense. She even said that it was not going to be enough if you're not licensed. So how would we split that, you know? And I don't know. And so yeah, so she was short with me. So then what I did wrong was blocking her on TikTok. And yes, I should have talked to her first instead of completely blocking her. But I thought, like, you know what? Why should she follow me on TikTok? Because I don't know, like, to be honest, I feel like I don't know, like, I felt judged in a way because, yes, I believe in God and I'm a Christian, but I'm not a perfect person. I like to post songs that are not Christian just to, like, have fun on TikTok, you know? And I feel like maybe that made her feel like I'm not Christian enough, or, like, you know, or I don't know. Like, I just felt a feeling, you know, when you feel feeling like someone's judging you. And I might be wrong, but that's how I felt. So I blocked her on TikTok, but I didn't block her number. So I blocked her on TikTok, and then she ended up messaging me yesterday in the morning saying, I got a notification that you blocked me on TikTok. And I don't know, I'm not sure what I did to you, but I wish you the best and be safe out there, or like be careful. I don't know, something like that. So then obviously I was not gonna lie, so I took that opportunity to just own up to my mistake, that yes, I shouldn't have blocked her and I should have talked to her about the situation, how it made me feel, which at the end I ended up writing her that, and she has not responded. And I even apologized, and I even told her that I do care about them and I care about the baby because I got attached to him. But now that I'm thinking about it, now that she didn't respond, it just makes me a little angry, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like no one else would watch your baby for those many hours for free when you're not paying them, and then for them to treat you like this at the end. And not only that, like, watching him was stressful with her because, like, she's a single mom, she's a first-time mom, and I get it, and you work 2 hours away, but it's like she would constantly call me, and I would always like I made sure that I would update her and everything. I would send her videos and pictures, but it seemed like it was never enough. And like every time I was making the bottle, or I was putting him to sleep, or I was changing his diaper, she always wanted a FaceTime. And what did I do? I always said, yes, you can FaceTime. Even if I'm struggling with one hand, trying to hold the phone with the other. And sometimes, you know, the baby, when he would see her face, of course, he goes from laughing to not laughing because it's like he's looking at his mom and on what is it, on FaceTime. So of course he's gonna miss you. Of course he's gonna look sadder, you know. And I feel like it was never good enough. And then when I would go to her home, she had cameras, you know, she can see everything I'm doing, but it's like I still had to FaceTime her. I still had to do this. It's like, you can't work like that. If people don't trust you, then why have them there? And she would always, tell me like, oh, you're such a good babysitter, I love how you care about him. But then her actions would tell me something else, you know. And then that affected me a lot. And that's why after the first week, I already didn't want to watch him, not because of him, because I loved him. He's such a good baby, but it was just how she made me feel. And like, I still try to be there for her. I would still talk to her, but then after all this, it just made me realize, like, some people, they just want to use you, you know. And some people, when they don't need you anymore, they just throw you out there, you know. And then it's crazy, like, I always end up being the one who feels bad. I'm the one here apologizing. I'm the one messaging her like 3 times and she hasn't responded. But then I was like, today I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna respond anymore. Like, I own to my mistakes. Yes, I shouldn't have blocked her on TikTok, and yes, I should have just talked to her about it, but I didn't. And now that I was told, or by her, that she found out that I blocked her, then I decided to, you know, own up to my mistakes and tell her how I truly felt. And it's okay if she doesn't want to talk to me anymore, because to be honest, I know this is gonna sound rude, but I just don't want people like that in my life. Like, I do care about her and I feel for her for being a single mom and struggling with her baby, but at the same time, that is not my responsibility. I'm a mother myself. I need to worry about what goes around my home, you know. And if she wants to have a friendship, like, I'm there. But at the same time, I'm not gonna keep trying and trying, especially when I know that I had a reason to do the things that I did, but not in that. Maybe I should have came in a different way, but that doesn't validate how I feel, or like how her actions made me feel, you know. And I don't know. I'm just like, and yesterday I was crying the whole day because I still feel bad, you know. And but today I woke up better, thinking like, no, like, I cannot feel guilty for feeling the way that I did. I do feel guilty for blocking her, but not for feeling the way that I feel, you know. And sorry guys, my phone's about to die, but let me try to charge it over here. And yeah, so I don't even know if she's gonna watch this video, but I just don't want drama. I just want to vent. I just don't have no one else to talk to, you know, about these kind of things, that I just want to just say my piece, you know. And I don't know, I don't know, I don't have time for this. And like, my cousin being so rude about my sister, it just triggered me even more. And then like, some people that are just hating, sorry guys, just hating for no reason, just because, hold on, I don't even know if it's charging, but I think it is. Just people hating just because you love doing what you're doing, you know, like posting videos. And I feel like people hate just because I have this YouTube that I know I don't have 1,000, 1,000,000 followers, you know, but having the amount that I have, I am so blessed and content and happy, and it just means everything to me. And I love you guys, because that's the kind of person that I am. I just love to give people just the best of me, you know. And it just hurts when people don't see that, and they just want to hurt you, or they just want to be envious and envidiosas, you know, and for no reason. And I don't know. And I know that I might get a lot of like messages on my Instagram, even though I only have 19 people. But out of those people, I know there's a few people in there, and I know that I should just block them or delete them. But I don't want no more drama, so I'm giving them the option to just stop following me, or stop, you know, being in my life and being fake. And I don't know, guys. So that's basically everything that I'm going through, that I wanted to let out. And now I feel like, okay, now that I said my piece, I can just move on and learn from my mistakes, and to do my research, not to watch someone's child when I barely know the parent, you know, because then these things happen. And maybe that's not my calling anymore. Maybe I'm not supposed to watch kids anymore. And yeah, just pray for me that I'm able to know what God wants me to do, you know, like what kind of job I need to apply for, and just for God to open some doors and close other doors, you know. And I don't know, it's hard, you know, it's hard caring too much. And I'm trying to learn not to care about what people think of me, because as long as I'm doing my best to be a good human being, that's all that matters. Oh my gosh, see, I'm getting so many notifications on my Instagram. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification so you're notified every time I post a video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.